Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to KingSpade channel. So I had made a longbow task on the rogue on the previous video, and in this video it's time to task on the dagger for the rogue. Let's get started. The damage task for dagger on the rogue will not be as good as the longbow rogue because I don't have a good upgrade and refined dagger. I have to use whatever that I have. Luckily I have two level 90 white grade dagger that I got from doing Seal Island Dark Lord instance. So at least I have the elite card slot with this weapon. I can slot all of the cards that I already have for my build. And to make it fair, actually to make it a little bit stronger, I upgrade the dagger refine level to +4, not one but two daggers. It surprised me actually how easy I can get both daggers refine level to +4. It may be just my luck, and I do have a lot of mining materials that I didn't use which make it easier with the refine process. Believe it or not, I actually do not spend any crystals to upgrade both of the daggers refine level to +4. Alright, a lot of players say that the longbow rogue main stat is strength and the dagger rogue main stat is dex. Even the game official said that that is the case with this post, but I beg to differ. The dagger rogue is still from the thief job class branch, and so the main stat attribute is still strength. They benefit and get physical attack from the strength stat, with some exception on some of their skills that rely on dex. We're going to look on this further when we go through the dagger skill set for rogue, stalker and shadow chaser. Alright, before that, for reference, this is my overall stat after I transfer all of my equipment after switching from ranger. A little update, I recently just got a Nezuko card which have the penetration stat, so I'll be using this card for this test as well, and because of this card I have more physical penetration now. For main stat distribution, I max out strength because dagger rogue main attribute is still strength, and the rest of the stat I put it on dex. One more thing, I forgot to do this on the longbow rogue video. When reviewing on the new job class, I always go to the recommended stat point to get more details on the job class. Here the game shows a recommended playstyle for the job class. This gives me a general view on what the game intended for this job class to be played in the game. The rogues specified to have two playstyles, the longbow and the dagger. Longbow is for range DPS and dagger is for melee DPS. Both get damage from a strength stat and both are for PvP as it mentioned here. I mean the thief job class in general is designed for PvP. So let's look at the rogue skill. Let's start from the beginning with the thief skill. First we have the brute force skill. Although this can be used by using dagger, I am not going to get this skill. It have low skill based damage and we need more skill points for later skill. Next, double attack skill. The double attack is the dagger signature attack. You can't really make it an option. This is the specialty of the dagger user. Improved dodge skill to increase final dodge rate and movement speed. Dodging attack also increase physical attack. Get level 5 hiding and level 5 ambush to get the backstab stalker skill. This skill is one of the skills that have dex as multiplier. However, the dex stat does not give a big impact on the skill damage. The dex stat in the skill description is just an additional damage to the overall skill damage. Let's say you have 3000 dex. 3000 dex is a lot, right? At max level, multiply by 60, that is an additional of only 180,000 damage. It does not add a lot to the skill damage. You will see a lot of this dex additional damage in the other skills as well, but it actually doesn't translate to deal a lot of damage. You see what I mean? The dex is only useful for skills like strip armor, strip accessories and strip weapon skill. These three skills success chance is directly related to the dex difference between you and the target. So if you want to strip the enemy equipment during PvP, you want to target the crusader, the knight, the wizard that have low dex to have higher success chance to strip their equipment. It will be harder to strip the hunter equipment because they have high dex stat. The strip success chance will be much lower. How about the intimidate skill? One of the rogue's signature skill is to force teleport the enemy to a random location on the map. That is the intimidate skill. Not this intimidate skill, but this intimidate skill. I think this skill name is an error. This should be the plagiarism skill. Developer, if you are watching this video, please change the name so it does not confuse the players. Now the force teleportation intimidate skill, if you look at the description, the success chance to teleport the target is affected by the level difference between you and the target. There is no dex stat mentioned here, so this skill is not affected by the dex stat. That being said, after knowing this, there are two options or two roles that you can choose for the rogue. One, you can be dex stat rogue, which the sole purpose is to strip the enemy equipment in PvP. And two, a strength stat DPS rogue that deal damage during PvP, just like the assassin job class but with a whole new set of skills. So that is the general idea for rogue for PvP. Of course, for strength stat DPS class rogue in PvP, there are a lot more to talk about. The rogue can log chain the enemy while dealing damage using the close confined skill, hiding in the enemy shadow and get lifesteal to recover their HP using the shadow form and chaos panic skill, force teleport enemy to a random location on the map using intimidate skill, zone out single target enemy using the shadow cache skill, and so on, while also dealing damage when using all of these skills. A lot of tricks, a lot of mechanics, and a lot of playstyles, making the rogue unpredictable in PvP. But in this video, we are not going to talk about PvP. This is more to a rogue general build for PvE. Now, after all the explanation, how should you play the rogue for PvE? I think you can enjoy the rogue job class more with a strength stat DPS build with the following skills: brute force, double attack, hiding, ambush, enchant poison, and venom knife skill. Brute force and venom knife have a rather low skill based damage, so you actually do not have to use these skills. That is for the thief skill. Next, on rogue skill, you can get the backstab skill. This is just a normal melee damaging skill. The dagger mastery skill. What's good about this skill is that this skill increases the physical attack scale with the strength stat, unlike the assassin right hand and left hand mastery skill for dagger that scale with dex. Totally a mess up skill design in my opinion. This is truly the only information that you need to determine that the dagger rogue main stat is strength, not dex. Oh, before I go on further, I want to ask, does the dagger rogue double attack can crit like the dagger assassin double attack? I don't think that the dagger rogue double attack can crit, but if you had tested it, please let me know at the comment below. Next, get the evoke skill for more physical penetration, assault skill for a long range dagger skill that have a very short fixed cooldown, raid skill, a normal melee damaging skill that costs blind but does not have high skill damage multiplier, vulture's eye skill to increase the assault skill range, and close confine. This skill lock the target so it cannot move. You don't have to take this skill, this is more to PvP, but it can also be used on monster just for fun. Next, Stalker skill, plagiarism skill to copy other job class skill, filch to get extra best EXP, job EXP, and Zenny when killing monster. Gangster's Paradise increases 30% physical attack. Shadow Pierce skill deal more damage in one-on-one target versus to a group of targets based on the description given. But I found that I deal way more damage in a group of 5 small sized monsters with this skill compared to 3 monsters in a group of medium sized monster and 2 for large sized monster. Something must have been mistranslated here. And reject sword skill. This skill reflects 10% damage that you receive. And lastly, the Shadow Chaser skill. All of these skills are for PvP. The only skill that I can use for PvE is the Snatcher and Bloody Lust skill. Snatcher will steal a little start point from the target. It is for PvP, but it also can deal damage when used on monster. Bloody Lust skill inflict bleed to the target when using ambush, backstab, shadow stab, and Snatcher skill. And that's it, all of the skill that you need for PvE. The dagger shadow equipment is a little unfortunate. For me, it doesn't really give impact to the build. So let's see how it looks like when killing monster. Similar to the longbow rogue video that I made, I will be utilizing my fire element damage for this task. I have Phenomena cards slotted at the accessories and talisman for my ranger, so here I am using the fire converter to convert my weapon element to fire attribute to deal more damage. The rogue skill lack of AoE skill, so most of the time you rely on one-on-one combat. I do feel something is missing for rogue dagger build, but I think it is just my low damage with using low upgraded weapon. And also it's hard to farm at the field at the moment because I haven't unlocked the shadow equipment yet, and because of that I don't have any life steal, so I will be using a lot of HP potion, and most of the time I will be dead while waiting for the potion cooldown. Alright, that's it for this video. This time video shoutout goes to Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.